On the 16th of January 1969, Jan Palish, a promising 20-year-old student at Charles University in Prague, caught a train to the city centre. He walked from the station to Wenzelin Square, where he poured petrol over himself and set himself on fire. He ran in flames around the square and then collapsed. Although passers-by helped him, he died in hospital 3 days later. How did this all happen? Let's backtrack. So, there's a guy called Novonty, and he is the chairman of the Communist Party. But he gets replaced by another guy. This guy is called Dubcek. This happened in 1968. Dubcek was a hardcore communist. He'd spent 13 years in Russia. But he knew one thing. He knew that communism needed a new face. He knew it needed reform. Dubcek was in charge of the southern part of Czechoslovakia, known as Slovakia. He decided to relax powers. He relaxed the secret police's powers, and he relaxed censorship. Now, by relaxing censorship, he allowed articles to be written criticising the government. And one of them was allegations that Novonty was corrupted. This led to Novonty resigning. And he was replaced by a man named General Ludwitz. Now, although the general came from a military background, he was quite close to Dubcek. They were good friends, and the general was a good ally of his. This led to the general having lots of paperwork. I mean, a bunch of paperwork that led to reforms. Now, Moscow in Russia thought that this was bad, as they wanted Czechoslovakia to remain in the Warsaw Pact and remain communist. They didn't want things to get out of hand. So, at the next meeting of the Warsaw Pact, they asked Czechoslovakia and Dubcek to stop. However, although Russia seemed to be the top dog, Czechoslovakia managed to make a compromise with her. But there was a radical extremist communist group in Czechoslovakia, and they thought this was bad. So what they did was write a letter, and they sent it to Russia. The letter was so sensitive that it was stored in the Communist Party headquarters in Moscow. Then, Moscow decided to send a bunch of soldiers, about 500,000, and a bunch of tanks into Czechoslovakia. Dun dun dun! This allowed Russia to retain its leash on Czechoslovakia, and of course, Russia didn't seem weak.